Hello and welcome back to Kindle Reads as we continue with The Free Woman on God's Earth. Chapter 6. Mumbet took her daughter out in the garden while Mr. Sedgwick sat alone at his desk thinking long and hard about what she had said. He agreed there was an illogic to slavery at a time when the country was fighting for freedom. And he thought if there was a possibility of winning this case, didn't he have a responsibility to take it on? Then he carefully pondered the consequences of suing his good friend, Colonel Ashley. Finally, he had to come to the conclusion that, friend or not, Mumbet had a right to be heard in a court of law. He decided to take Mumbet's case. He called her back in the study. Bet, I want to help you. I think we can make a case. But you'll have to find a man to bring Sue along with you because, he reminded her, as a woman you have no rights in court. Mumbet thanked Mr. Sedgwick and said, perhaps my friend Brom will want to be a free man. Perhaps he can join me on this case. Full of hope, she took little Bet by the hand, went to the market, and returned to the home of Colonel Ashley. It was the last place she wanted to be, and although Mumbet hadn't thought about running away and heard about slaves who had, she wanted to be freed in the lawful way. She wanted to sue for her freedom in a court of law and put the nation's new justice system to work. That night, under the cover of darkness, she slipped outside and found Brom down by the river where he liked to sit and smoke his pipe. Bet, what are you doing here so late at night? Brom asked, startled. Bet sat down on a log across from him and closed her eyes for a moment. When she opened them, Brom could tell she was excited about something. Brom, I've been listening to what those men are saying in the study when I cater to them. About freedom. Well, there's a law now that says all men are free. I want the law to work for me. You ain't no man, Bet. You a slave like me. But Brom, we don't have to be. Mr. Sedgwick told me so. He agreed to take my case. I'm gonna sue for my freedom. He told me to ask you to sue along with me. I got no rights as a woman, but you do as a man. And together we might be able to get her free of this bondage. My life ain't so bad, Bet. Got a pipe when my work's done. Got a place to lay my head. Where would I go? I know you got all that, so do I, but do they pay us for our labor? Can you leave if you want? I know the colonel's son don't treat you too good. As for the mistress, she held out her scarred arm to Brom. Brom nodded his head in agreement. Colonel Ashley's son was General Ashley. He owned Brom. And everyone said it was too bad that he took after his mother. Brom had been beaten on several occasions. Bet put her hands on Brom's broad shoulders and looked him in the eye. Brom, Mr. Sedgwick is a good man and a good lawyer. Let him give us both our freedom. I can't do it without you. It was a plea, and Brom heard it in her voice. He never knew Bet to beg for anything, and he realized how much this meant to her. Her dream of freedom hadn't died with her husband, Brom remembered. Bet helping him soothe his wounds in the dark of the night after a particularly brutal whipping. He sat back against the tree and pulled deeply on his pipe. Bet watched the smoke swirl out of his mouth and up into the starlit sky. She said a silent prayer in the smoke and waited for Brom to reply. I'm going to help you, Bet. Being a free man sounds good. Real good. Mumbet had no words. Her heart was so full of hope and gratitude. Through tears of joy, she smiled at Brom, squeezed his shoulders, and left into his thoughts. Mumbet gazed up at the sky and saw the evening star twinkling as she made her way back to her bed. And that's the end of that chapter. See you later.